Welcome everybody to the Friar Talk YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be talking about Bob Melvin and his just absurd decision-making tonight. I'll be honest, I don't think any of us really want to talk about the Padres too much. Chase can't really join. Wi-Fi is not working too well, so Chase is just going to be in the comments for the live. But you know, this was a game where it was a must-win. You have Wheeler and Nola the next 2 days. Everyone knows it's a must win because you didn't win, last night. You needed to win at least one of those games. We all felt that. Still, yeah, of course, still got hope for tomorrow and everything like that. No doubt. I mean, we've talked about the whole season. This team's been super resilient. So of course, still keeping faith and like hoping for it. But when you're in a playoff spot, and this is just the problem. The game is on Bob Melvin. You're in a playoff spot, and you start Mike Clevenger, who, I'll be honest, I didn't really even hate that decision. I didn't really think it was that bad. I thought it made sense. So it was the wrong decision. I was wrong on that one too. But then you start him. You have Nick Martinez come in. He pitches really, really good. I'm expecting him to go bullpen day. Fourth inning, they come out. Sean Manaea. You immediately go, why are they bringing Sean Manaea into the game with a 1-run lead? That's the first thing you think. Sean Manaea allows a home run, and there's like 5 hard-hit balls that inning. It is very clear that he is not looking good. And you come out in the 5th inning with Sean Manaea on the mound, about to go through the heart of their order. He pitched against Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, Hoskins. Like, he pitched against all their guys at the top of their order with no one warming up in the pen. That was one of the worst decisions I've ever seen in baseball, in the spot that you're in. You cannot do that. One, you should have went bullpen day, but he doesn't. It's fine. You minimize your losses. You're still up 4-3. That just like absolutely killed this team. Like that was, and I get it because Bob Melvin, he's the locker room guy. He has confidence in everyone, but there becomes a point where it just like completely screws you, and that's really what we saw tonight. So that was awful. I see some people are like trying to defend Bob Melvin, and I just cannot agree.
No,
like I get it, and I've liked Bob Melvin, but like he's done this throughout the whole season. Like we know what his flaw is now, so it hurts. I see people talking about a 4th starter. That's kind of a way to band-aid the problem, but as we know in baseball, your pitchers get hurt often. So the chance that you're going to have a full staff come October is pretty unlikely, no matter how much depth you have. So I agree. Like in theory, like you can get that on paper, but it doesn't mean you're going to have that in the postseason after these guys are pitching 180, 200 innings up to that point where they're at right now. So brutal, just brutal.
Yeah. And I get what you're saying. I mean, the Phillies are doing this without basically a 2nd or a 3rd starter. I mean, Ranger Suarez pitched good against us yesterday, but dude, we were hammering that, Chase. We were hammering that. I mean,
hey, to be fair, we also said we really wanted Josh Bell, and that one hasn't worked out too well.
That's true. We were
Those were guys.
Carlos Rodon, Senga, I forgot his last name, but going to be big priorities in the offseason. But as of right now, the offseason hasn't happened yet, so can really only talk about right now. And right now, you were really hoping that Mike Clevenger could just go once through the lineup. And then you were really hoping that Sean Manaea can just give you not even once through the lineup, maybe 6 hitters, 6 outs, 6 total innings from them too. How many did you get? You didn't get an out from Clevenger, and you got 1 1/3 from Manaea?
I think 1 1/3, yeah.
You got 1 1/3 total from them both. From 2 guys that were once heralded as as pretty damn good pitchers in baseball. Yeah, tough loss, man. I mean, this is the first time I can think of where the team looked defeated. They looked defeated. They looked pretty enthusiastic in that Mets series. They looked pretty enthusiastic in that Dodger series. And just a few days ago, they came back from down 4-0, 3-0, whatever it was, and they were able to fight back and crawl back. But now you got to do what only 14 other teams have done and come back from a 3-1 deficit. And the biggest one that I remember was I do remember one specific one where the Cubs came back against the Indians in the World Series from down 3-1. Red Sox did it in 2004, down 3-0, came back and won 4 in a row. But Darvish against Wheeler, That's the thing, man, is that you had to take one. You had to take yesterday or today because you didn't want to go into elimination game against Zach Wheeler. You didn't do it. You put yourself against. You put your back against the wall. You did that to yourself. Um, it's the most frustrating thing when your offense is able to put up 4 in the first. It's like you socked them, and they socked you back. You socked them again. They socked you back. But this time, when they socked you back, you didn't get up. You didn't get up. And I mean, that's not on the offense, just on the. I see this Jader kills, dude. You're either, if you're a Phillies fan, bro, congrats. But if you're a Padres fan or a Dodgers fan, just leave. You're definitely not one to talk. But yeah. I don't got a lot to say, man. I mean, the offense put up 6 runs. They did what they had to do. I wouldn't say they lit up that pitching staff, but bro, 6 runs, you're winning quite a bit of games putting up 6 runs. And not tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I see a lot of people are talking about this stuff. I mean, it's just frustrating because also you got a bomb from Manny and Soto. They're catalyzing the offense. They're doing their thing. And you just kind of throw that away because you threw your 2 worst pitchers. You threw 2 guys that had been absolutely horrible, like so bad for the past 2 months of the season, and you're like, oh yeah, let's just rock with them. Like you threw away it, like you're saying, Isaac. Like it's definitely not on the offense. They did well. They got the guy that they were planning on starting. Probably the same idea with Clev, and he gets 2 quick outs in the first, and you just go crazy on them, and you put up 4 in the first inning, and then like it was just so frustrating because it made no sense to go to Mania in the first place, and then to go back to him in the second inning was I don't even know what to think just because it was so bad. So yeah, you have Mania against Harper. Like, dude, it's crazy to me, man.
That
It's
one,
really crazy.
that one didn't even kill me that much, man. It was leaving Mania in against Hoskins. Like
Well,
you had a righty on a lefty on a righty matchup against where Mania's numbers are already crap. They're even worse against righties. You're facing a guy that's been kind of hot, who just hit a home run in his other at bat, and you just left him in. And the thing I was telling Matt is, this is going to be a little bit controversial, I know, but for people saying, well, who else were they supposed to throw? Dude, you understand that the other team was going Johnny Holstaff too? You're not at a disadvantage. You're not at a disadvantage if you throw your whole thing, man. You're maybe at the slightest bit, but not enough of a disadvantage where you got to be like, we got to save our bullpen for tomorrow. You want to know why? Because they're not doing it either. That's the thing, is that they're not doing it either. You could have afforded to just go bullpen guy. And you didn't. You didn't throw Suarez. Hader didn't get a chance. I mean, some of your best guys didn't even get a chance. This is the postseason, man. You got to throw them until their arms fall off. And the question I have is, if you were willing to go until the wheels fall off, for Mike Clevenger, and I'm sure they would have done it with Sean Manaea. If you're willing to do that for them, why weren't you willing to do that for Nick Martinez, who has had a much better year than both of them, who has shown great starter capability, better starter capability than both of them for us? Why were you willing to do that for them, but not the guy that's been better than them basically all season? That was
I don't know
shock.
about you, but I would rock with Martinez. Kind of.
Dude.
What about Pierce Johnson, Tim Hill instead of Sean Manaea? And then instead of those couple runs that end up getting scored at the end of the game, maybe Garcia allows one. Maybe that would make sense. He still allows the bomb. Okay, well then you're probably gonna have Suarez and Hader in the 8th and the 9th. Like that would I don't know. I don't get it. Like everyone moves up, you throw your better arms. It just doesn't make any sense, dude. Like I don't understand. Like, and I know I keep going back to this. I'm probably gonna rant about this the whole time just because I don't understand. I'm so lost. I don't know. I feel like in terms of how frustrated I've ever been watching baseball, in terms of anything that I've seen, this is the most frustrated I've ever been watching baseball.
Me too.
Just because it was that bad.
Yeah.
But let's move on. Let's go through a few things because I know we're not going to go on super long, but I do want to talk about tomorrow's game and stuff like that. But outside of this managing stuff, the pitching staff in terms of the bat stuff like that, how do the Padres survive tomorrow? How do they beat Zach Wheeler? Are they able to do that? Because I mean, we've talked about it all season. I mean, we just told you about how terrible this loss was, but we've told you guys, we've talked about all playoff series, I guess, or playoff season. This has been an insanely resilient team. So if you're able to pull it off against Wheeler, you definitely are going back home and you have a shot because we've seen how ridiculous Petco's been. Philly's a tough environment. I think that's pretty clear. But you still have a shot if you can go out and if you can beat Wheeler tomorrow. How does it get done, Isaac?
Fuck, dude. Beats me, bro. I honestly, like I was saying earlier, we socked them in the mouth and they socked us back. They did it twice. Except the second time we didn't get up. I genuinely, I have no answers for tomorrow. I have no answers. That team is putting up almost 8 runs a game in Philadelphia this postseason. That's insane. And they get to do it with Wheeler on the bump tomorrow? Now, the thing about what I was saying earlier was, all right, if you go Johnny Holstaff today, you're not really in that much of a disadvantage. You know who has the most 7-inning starts in MLB so far?
Probably Yu Darvish.
Yu Darvish.
Almost like you could pitch Suarez and Hader, then the next day expecting to pitch him 8-9. Yeah, and then you have an off day? Oh, that's right. Oh, look at that.
I fucking get it. I don't get it. But basically what they're gonna have to do, man. I mean, they had to do it today. Is they got to hit some bombs. That's what lost us today. How many bombs did the other team have? 4, and each one was a fucking sucker punch. It was a sucker punch, straight up. It was a sucker punch. Rhys Hoskins, both of his sucker punches. Kyle Schwarber's and who was it? JT Realmuto's daggers. Both of them daggers. That's what a postseason team does. That's how you win postseasons. That's how you win postseason series. You hit home runs. Statistics show the team with more home runs wins. I mean, that's going to be the answer for these next 3 games. And all you can really do tomorrow is just enjoy. Just enjoy, man. Just watch tomorrow and hope for the best because could be the Padres' last game in 2022. And I don't know, man. I don't know what to really think. But just enjoy it because right now it's going to get a little clouded, but beating the Mets and the Dodgers is a little magical. But we all know we want more. We want more because, quite frankly, it's not a matter of. For me, I don't know if we're going to be here again. I don't know if we're going to be here next season or the following. And we have everything in place to do it, but it's the Padres. So I don't know when they'll be here again. And I'm going to enjoy tomorrow, but it's a tall task. It's been done before. It's been done before. You got Darvish tomorrow and you got Snell. So take it to game 7, man. Take it to game 7. They won 2 in a row. We can win 2 in a row also. And then anything can happen in game 7. So I don't know. I don't know the answer other than hit more bombs.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing was, after Soto's, you were like, okay, like, you're hitting bombs.
Yeah.
Like, you're feeling it because you're like, look at this. Like, finally. Like, that, I think, I don't know if it was you, Isaac, or if it was Chase in the chat. Someone texted, finally, bro, like, he needed that so bad. And I feel like you were kind of like getting over a hump in itself. And then, like you said, it's rough right after that. So I think the good thing is you brought up the Wheeler stuff. And I know this was already a matchup earlier in the series, but you wouldn't want another guy besides Darvish to be going head to head with Wheeler, in my opinion, at least. I feel the most confident of Darvish out of anyone in the staff. And Darvish has been absolutely absurd this season. So in the postseason too, like he's allowed some bombs, but dude, his last 2 starts where he's looked worse than the other postseason starts, he's allowed 5 runs and they were all solo shots. He's still generating a ton of swing and misses. And it's kind of just how the postseason is. So it's like, I don't know, I would just rather have Darvish than anyone else, but it's brutal, man, because Wheeler looked so good last time. Like they didn't have an answer for Wheeler at all.
Yeah, he shut us out, and he made it look easy. How many hits did we get? 1? A single?
It was Myers hit a single up the middle. Like not that hard to even hit a ball.
Yeah. So
He would just his fastball was so dirty. You gotta hope the fastball's off. If it's not off, you gotta hope that you figure something out since the last start.
and this is really like we said, man. I mean, this is really the first time they look defeated.
Yeah.
They
That's
look
but I
defeated.
don't think they'll look like that tomorrow.
I hope not,
Just
man. I mean,
because that would suck. I mean, like, but that's just been the thing. I feel like with this team too, like you're saying, that was the first time, and that's the part. That's the part I feel like that really sucks. Like about about playoff baseball, just because it gets brutal sometimes. Is that like you get to a spot where it's like, oh man, like they haven't been defeated in the whole postseason. Every time they've like in the Mets series and the Dodgers series, you felt the confidence like on the field, like you really felt it. And today, like after they went down 6-8, I think it was, it just looked like, or after Josh Bell struck out, it was just like done. First time we've seen that this year. So
yeah.
I don't know. I don't really have much else to say either. Besides that, I kind of just don't want to think about the Padres for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to think about them, man. I mean, back at it tomorrow for us 11:37 a.m.
And hopefully it's not. I really hope it's not the last time we do a postseason
I,
stream because
I'm
they've
not
been
ready.
electric, dude. It's
I'm
been so
not,
much fun.
I'm not ready, man. I'm not ready to call it an end to the Padres season. So I've texted in a few chats that tomorrow's going to be our last game, but I can't help I can't help but think that they're going to come back. I can't help it.
Yeah.
I mean, what else? What the fuck else am I supposed to think? Am I supposed
No,
to
dude,
think
that's kind of how I feel too. Like I'm just like, all right. I mean, there's always a chance. Like that's the thing. Like, and that's the thing too with like baseball is just so wild like that. But there's
Yeah,
there's just like heartbreaking losses. That's the
yeah.
thing, and that was one of them.
I'm sorry for dropping an F-bomb to any kids watching. I'm just very angry. Yeah, but overall, my thoughts of today's game was Clevenger sucks. All we asked for was to get around the lineup once, and that didn't happen. He didn't even get an out. Pulling Nick Martinez was a really dumb move. I think that if you're willing to ride until the wheels fall off with the other two guys that have been worse than Nick Martinez all season, you should have been willing to ride it up until the wheels fell off for Nick Martinez also. Sean Manaea is not going to get the bag that Scott Boras agents usually get. He's probably going to be pitching for the Rangers or the Marlins or something next year. Same thing with Clevenger, and this Padres offense didn't look bad, man. As much as I think all the time it's when the Padres or when a team loses, it's because the offense didn't do this, the offense didn't do that, and today it's got to be vice versa. It's the pitching didn't come through, and we could look at it as just Clevenger and Manaea, but Luis Garcia gave up some shots. I forgot who else. Steven Wilson gave up a shot to Kyle Schwarber, and those were daggers, man. Those are daggers. So I don't know. Back at it tomorrow. You're muted.
I was gonna say, do you even throw Steven Wilson though if you were like in a lead? You're probably not going to.
No, probably not. I think they did it just throwing it in the towel.
Yeah, like it, and I don't. That's like the other thing. Like I didn't like that either. Like I was talking with one of my buddies, and he's like, one thing I never understand is why do you not ride the bullpen in the playoffs? You already brought up that their whole staff was bullpen.
Yeah,
right,
dude. That's the stupid thing, bro. Is that you could have went all bullpen and they would have had to also.
And your bullpen is better.
Your bullpen's better.
Like it just makes no sense. That's the thing, man. Oh, okay. I don't want to think about this anymore. I just want to wake up tomorrow and say, okay, you need to win 3 straight games. If you don't win 3 straight games, the season is over. So hopefully you rip off some wins. That's all you can think.
Yeah. So, I mean, the whole thing for this Padres fan base is we're the Friar Faithful. So, got to win 3 straight. They did it against the Dodgers. They won 3 straight against the Dodgers. And now it's crunch time. Backs are against the wall. But I will say I'm not ready to stop watching Padres baseball. don't go down without a fight, man. Win these next two. Win these next two. Give us something to be excited about. We'll see, though. We'll see.
All right, guys. We're going to take off. Have a good night. Rough loss. Got to bounce back against Wheeler tomorrow. So hopefully they figured out that disgusting fastball that he throws.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a good night. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. And hopefully we'll see you guys on Tuesday and Wednesday as well. So hope. All right. See you guys. Have a good night.